I'm Kim Amidzich, Superintendent of Greendale Schools, and welcome to Panther Tales. Through videos and regular broadcasts, I'd like to open windows into our schools so that you, our community, can see how our staff and our students are advancing our goals. Recently, I visited some of our elementary classrooms to hear from teachers about how they develop one of our students' most important skills, reading. We will begin with our youngest readers in kindergarten through the classrooms of Miss Murphy at Highland View and Mrs. Schweckel at Canterbury. I asked them how the journey of reading begins and progresses. Listen as they share how they built not only the knowledge of letters and sounds, but also the concepts about print to develop confident, emergent readers.
So I'm Jennifer Murphy, and I'm a kindergarten teacher here at Highland View. So my first thing I do with the kids is we start with our Emergent storybook unit, and we just want them to develop a love of reading, find their identity as a reader. Even though they might not be reading the books, they're starting to see, wow, I can do this. So today I was able to work with my students on Emergent storybook reading and really get them to think about the characters, and they just love the characters. They love doing the voices with them, they love thinking about them, and they love sharing them with their classmates. So once they develop that love and see themselves, I can then say, wow, let's start to move on. First thing they're working with is the concepts of print. They're learning about how to hold a book, how to handle a book, how to turn the pages, then starting to recognize the letters. Oh, that letter's in my name. Or they're seeing a picture of a pumpkin. Pumpkin starts with a P, and they're starting to recognize that within the story. And we're trying to build their story structure and language. How does the story sound? How do they sound as readers? And then we start to move on to giving them the strategies. Well, we know that pumpkin starts with a P. Let's check the picture. Does that match? Is it a pumpkin? Is it a potato? Which one could it be and why? And then we really start to break it down, looking on blending those letters we're learning together, looking at the ending, really trying to make sure things are matching up. We want to make sure that they're able to think, does my reading make sense? Am I reading something that sounds right? And that's why we do a lot of the storybook language, even with the beginning readers. If they're on a page and they're talking about how Mrs. Wishy-Washy put in the cow, but they say the word pig, we're able to show them, wait a minute, you just said the word, pig, it's supposed to be a what? Cow, and we can have them cross-check the information with that. Some kids coming in right away knowing the whole alphabet, and we have some kids coming in maybe not even recognizing the letters in their name. So it's really important that we take the kids where they are, and if those who come in knowing the letters, we're able to give them those type of books where they can look for those letters, find them, read those words, and we're able to take them to higher levels where then they're able to put them into sentences, they're able to use sight words to read more challenging text patterns. And then the students who are still working, there's some students who may not have all their letters secured by mid-year or even towards the end of the year. So our goal is to really work with them to build that letter-sound relationship.
My name is Schweckel, and I'm a kindergarten teacher at Canterbury Elementary School. Right away on the first day of school, we get books in a student's hand, and I tell students right away, we are already readers. They come into kindergarten and I say, you are readers, and they say, no, we're not. And then I show them environmental print, I show them words that they see every day, like bathroom, office, McDonald's, and they're able to read that. And then I say, see, you are readers. And I think that's the key in the beginning, is to get the students to believe that, hey, I am readers, and that I'm going to continue to read and learn more words every day. And from there, I do a lot of Emergent storybooks in the beginning. We do read-alouds where we do old favorites that the students maybe have already heard at home, and we read them over and over and over again. And the students then go back to their table spots and they read them, and then they are starting to read them on their own, and they're able to retell the stories on their own. And as I'm teaching them to read these stories over and over, we gradually start to find sight words in books that they're able to read in a snap, or color words. And I really recognize that and keep encouraging the students to read that. And we just keep talking about how when we're reading, we can read the story, we can read the pictures, we can read the words. And I think that's the most important thing.
The big thing, every day when I come to school with the kids, my goal is that they have that confidence and that love. And I think it's important that no matter whether it's at home reading a book, with their parent at night, whether it's in the classroom listening to a story, reading a story on their own, that they just really develop that love, and even if they're making approximations, that we honor that, because those approximations will turn into conventional reading down the road. And if we're able to instill in them, like, I've got this, I can do this, that they will just end up becoming these strong readers, because we as teachers, we have our standards that we're working towards having every student meet. If they can have that excitement and joy, I can teach them the standards. I can help them learn those skills. So put them together and we'll be able to develop some really strong readers here in our community.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of Panther Tales. I hope that you had some insights into our classrooms and have a better understanding of how our students learn to read. I hope you'll join us in the future for other videos that provide windows into our classrooms, so that you can learn more about how our staff and students work to continue to advance our goals.